Hello, and welcome to ColoradoTown Stories on Video. I'm John Story Brooks, and this is Berthoud's story. Well, I guess it was in the early 1800s when life really began to change in Colorado's northern Front Range. That's when the beaver trappers started to come into the area. An English engineer astronomer named David Thompson camped beside a crystal stream in 1810. The stream was named in honor of him, Thompson's Creek. Now, Thompson was employed by the Northwest Fur Company. He was hired to chart the lands beyond the end of Lewis and Clark's great expedition. The Northwest Fur Company bought fur and beaver pelts from the beaver trappers. When trappers' camps were made along the riverbanks, they were known as Big and Little Thompson camps, from which the Big and the Little Thompson rivers took their names. It was about 50 years later that gold was discovered in Colorado, and the rush was on to strike it rich.
I think it was 1875 when the first claim was laid down on the Little Thompson River. Lewis Cross laid down the first claim.
Not everyone struck it rich. As a matter of fact, many miners were unsuccessful in making it. So they moved to the valleys and returned to their former means of livelihood as farmers. The Homestead Act was passed in May 1862. It provided 160 acres of public land if he or she lived on the land for 5 years and improved it. The Transcontinental Railroad was completed May 10, 1869. It opened the way for the building of many connecting lines, including the completion of the Colorado Central Railroad from Cheyenne to Longmont in 1877. A few years earlier, Lewis Cross had first established a settlement in Little Thompson Valley that he appropriately named Little Thompson. The coming of the Colorado Central Railroad provided the settlers with access to distant markets and placed the state's capital only a few hours away. Because of the water available from the river, the railroad used this little settlement for a stopping place or depot. As an indication of the impact which the completion of the railroad had on Little Thompson, Lewis Cross changed the name to Berthoud in honor of Captain Edward L. Berthoud, the chief civil engineer of the Colorado Central Railroad. Now, as is true with many technological advances, the railroad's problems became Berthoud's problems. After the train stopped in the valley, the steam engines required a tremendous amount of power to climb the hills on either side to come in or out of the valley. Peter Turner, in 1880, having heard the plans of the railroad to move its depot either to the north or to the south to avoid this, went to railroad officials and offered to lay out a town site on his homestead. Thus it was, in the winter of 1883 and 1884, just 6 years after Berthoud had heralded the coming of the railroad, it was forced to move about a mile north to its present location above Little Thompson Valley, nestled in the foothills of the great Colorado Rocky Mountains.
The Berthoud Recorder, your hometown paper. E-Markets, power to know, power to grow. Colorado E-News, emailed to thousands of business owners and community leaders in your area every week. Contact us to learn more. ColoradoTown.com is an online community network featuring over 300 towns and regions in Colorado. ColoradoTown.com, thousands of pages, millions of hits. Let us send some to you.